Birds RF1.
Y'all dudes that's on the streets, y'all gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing to these dudes that's in the damn prison system, okay?
BS. Delusional BS from a woman who took the time, sat in her car, pulled out her phone, recorded, edited, and posted to TikTok propaganda to propagate her confirmation bias of her own sexual preference. All right, man, before we get into this, let me have a little bit of house cleaning go on here. Nothing has changed. It's still the same over here on this channel. Those who have been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. Now, if you're new to the channel, please, before you walk out that door, like, comment, and subscribe if you're digging on the content. That's all I ask. Now, before we go any further, I would like to say this. Sometimes we have to sit back and let a person tell who they are. And if you wait long enough, they will tell you exactly who they are. They may hide it for a little bit, but it will surface. When you're paying attention to this next person's commentary, I want you to bear two words in mind here: discernment and confirmation bias. Because I think if you think about those two words when you're listening to this next person's ramblings, you'll start to see the picture of what I heard when I was listening to this when I first saw it on TikTok. So without any further ado, man, you know how we do over here, drop the video.
Birds RF1.
Y'all dudes that's on the streets, y'all gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing to these dudes that's in the damn prison system, okay?
What's happening here?
I was on TikTok last night and I ran across a live. It was like 4 dudes that was in the feds. So I just tapped in to be nosy to see what they were talking about. Do y'all know it's like it was thousands of girls on there, like being so fucking thirsty, asking these locked up dudes, "Oh, what's your JPay? I want to send you some money. I want to come see you. I want to be your pen pal." Like, has the dating pool become that fucking bad that we gotta reach out to niggas that's locked up for love? And these niggas is winning. Like, they taking all the bitches, the bad ones too. Like, y'all dudes on the streets gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing terribly to some niggas in the penitentiary. What? That's wild. And don't be mad at me. I'm just saying. I guess they loving the jail talk right now. I don't know. It's working. Whatever they saying and whatever they doing, it's working. Every other female I know is dealing with some dude in prison. I don't know. But it speaks volumes about y'all dudes on the streets.
So a couple of things I noticed when I first started watching this video. The young woman said that men who are not criminals or convicts are losing to those who are. And I found that kind of weird for a person to have that stance that men who are behind bars, who are literally locked up in prison, are somehow winning over men who are free and are able to live their lives and to accomplish their goals and dreams and move about freely in the world. I found it so weird that a person would have this take on dating and relationships and on marriages in modern times. And I was like, this is some weird thing to say, that men who are free, who are able to live life, are somehow losing to men who are incarcerated. And I paid attention to the video and I watched it several times, and she went on a diatribe, and I started to realize in my own thought process that maybe this is some confirmation bias. Maybe she has experience in this, because this doesn't sound like an aside from an observation. This sounds like something she has experience with. And it's a weird thing to have experience with, and it's a weird thing to say from an aside perspective that men who are locked up are getting all the good women, all the baddies. The guys out here on the street need to step their game up. But then I asked myself, when she says step their game up, what does she mean when she said step their game up? Like, step it up to what versus what? Like, what are the guys in prison doing that are alluring women so much to to get them to say that men on the outside can't compete with men who are incarcerated. And the whole diatribe was just freaking weird to me. And I was like, what is she talking about? What is she going on about? And I really started to sit back and think and realize that this is nothing more than thug loving. Like, this chick has a thing for thugs. She has the things for criminals. She has the things for criminal elements. She has a thing for what I believe is excitement. And this is where her discernment is lacking sorely. And it just really boils down to her sexual preference, what she's attracted to. And I think if we really start to look at what she's saying, this is nothing more than confirmation bias to her sexual attraction. That's all it is. She somehow set up a phone from her car to record a confirmation bias. And she sat in her car to literally shame and denigrate men who I believe, and I know for a fact from watching this video and the next video I'll show, of her confirmation bias of her sexual attraction. It's just to justify what she likes. And I think this is a sad shaming tactic from a lot of women who know that they make bad choices in men, who want to convince the world that the choices they're making are not as bad as it seems because the other choices she may have are not that good either. And this is a diabolical thing to do, and it's sad, and it really shows where a lot of our women are headed when it comes to the choices they make in men, their lack of discernment, and a lot of times their conditioning to be attracted or sexually attracted to things that are not good for them. And when I say that this is solely sexual attraction, think about it this way. Just because you may find something sexually attractive doesn't mean that it should be something brought forth into your life, because your sexual preference doesn't match your reality preference and your stability preference. Because you can be sexually attracted to someone who's a downright degenerate, a downright criminal, and a downright scourge of society, but that doesn't mean you should put those people in your life or incorporate yourself into that lifestyle simply because of a sexual preference. And I have another video from this young lady that really solidifies what I'm telling you, and you'll see exactly where I'm coming from when I say this is nothing more than a justification of a sexual preference. So check out the next video from her responding from someone in her comment section. Check it out. Drop the video.
Now this comment right here is funny to me only because these guys kept saying that, oh, this is only a black girl thing. Well, apparently not, because this young lady is not black. But this is the thing, like, we all have a preference. We all have the right to like who the hell we like, okay? For as long as I can remember, I've always liked bad boys, always. Okay, that's just my type. I don't like good boys. I like very masculine men, okay? I like roughnecks, right? I only take them thugged out, slightly bugged out, alright? If his status ain't hood, I'm not checking for him. He better be straight if he's looking at me. Okay? My husband right now, I'm married. He's a convicted felon, but he's on the streets now. He's free. And he has a damn good job. He's doing good. He's actually one who turned his life around. Alright? But he's still got that. He's versatile. He still got that hood about him. He's still hood, but he's just out here doing the right thing. I love him to death. But yeah, in the past, that's all I dated. I don't know. Were they good for me? Probably fucking not. Do I care? Did I care? No, I did not. I'm hard-headed. My dad told me to stay away from those guys when I was growing up. That's exactly who I ran into. I don't know why. It's just, maybe I am retarded and slow. I don't know. But along with this lady, like she said, they're exciting. They are. Okay, y'all know the saying, good girls love bad boys. It's always been like that. This is nothing new. Okay, not necessarily jailbirds, but bad boys. Which, 9 times out of 10, they've been in jail once or twice in their lives. We like that. I'm not talking about every woman, but most of them, whether they want to admit it or not, even if they got a good guy right now at home, I'm sure they either think about it if they haven't already done it. Like, who don't want their head knocked between the washer and dryer? Who don't want their wig snatched off? When he get mad, call me a big fat bitch. That kind of shit excites me. I know it's weird, but that's what I like. I like what I like, okay? Whatever. Obviously she does too.
It is exactly what I told you what it was. It's her sexual preference. And this woman went on these complete diatribes and posting these 2 videos that I showed you simply based on justifying her sexual preference. And another thing I found really disturbing about this young lady was she equated masculinity to criminality. She equated masculinity to being a bad guy. And she even said it herself, you heard her. She said that good guys are not masculine. And in so many words, that's exactly what she was saying, that the good guys are not masculine enough, or they're not masculine at all. And to me, this is just another sign of someone actually gravitating towards toxic masculinity that they claim to not like. She even said in one point of video, who doesn't like to have their head knocked between a washing machine or whatever she said. And that is disturbing on so many levels, that this young lady would just put her life in the hands of criminals. And her husband is an ex-felon that she claims has now got his life together and he's doing right. But I ask, why even incorporate this into your dating pool to start? You had a father in your life and you chose to ignore the leadership of your father for your sexual atavistic preference. So you went on these diatribes to denigrate and shame men who are doing the right things for your sexual preference. You wanted to highlight how, you like what you like. And clearly, in your case, attraction isn't an option. You like what you like. Your sexual proclivity doesn't excuse criminality. So you go on these tirades simply to shame men who are doing the right things because you find the criminal element of our society attractive. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. And this is why I ignore nowadays, especially. I didn't a couple of years ago, but now I ignore women when they make videos talking about the crime rates and how they're being unalived every 4 to 5 hours, which, by the way, is a snapshot from a 2021 or 2022 study during COVID for a 6-month time period where everyone numbers went up. That you say all these things as a shaming tactic, but you don't disqualify criminals. So why even bring it up if it's nothing more than a shaming tactic? Because you don't disqualify men who are incarcerated, you don't disqualify men who are within the criminal element, and you don't disqualify the scourges of society. So I don't even know why you attempt to bring it up when you don't disqualify these men for dating and or marriage. So it's nothing more than a continued shaming tactic to group all men into this same category to say, see, I have to choose these guys because the rest of y'all are still not any good, so I might as well get who I'm the most sexually attracted to. Any of this stuff is ever about sexual atavistic attraction. It's sad that these people have to get on platforms, on social media platforms, and post this content to somehow justify a reality that they're living that no one even knows about. And we wouldn't even know anything about you or your husband if you didn't post it on TikTok. So my question to this young lady again is, why invite others into your business? We don't need to know your preference. I know you did this for attention, likes, clicks, and views, but we didn't need to know that your ex-husband, your husband, your current husband, is a felon and he's on the right path if you didn't want to expose what you were sexually attracted to. This is nothing more than a sad attempt by an even sadder person to justify who she's attracted to. I don't even know what this was, man. To be honest with you, this was just horrible. It's sad out here for our young people. It's sad out here for our community, man. We really got to do better by educating and stopping this indoctrination of promiscuity that's run rampant in the black community. We got to stop this, man. That's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. 2 fingers. Peace. Man, I'm rusty, but I'll get back into the seat later.
Like Jesus.